Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a read for you today and oracle cards at the end. Today is September 15th, 2018. It is very much today about secrets and how secrets are not the truth and how they are blocks in your life. This very much comes up for both the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. But the sun came out today, so there's definite positive energy going forward. Last night I watched a romantic movie. First I watched a movie that was just really depressing. What was it? The Land of Steady Habits. It was just kind of a depressing movie. It was kind of depressing the way the end left you as well. So I didn't care so much for that one. But then, and I can't remember the name of the romantic movie I watched, but that was really nice. It was very uplifting. It was like this big romantic play at the end for the girl, so it was really nice to watch. So that might be some of the energy coming up. So being the 15th today, it is the energy of the devil, but that is the light and the dark that's in each of us. Okay, so it is a 6. The base number is still about love, family, and community. It's just about dealing with our dark and light on a daily basis and how we stay present. The day adds up to 35/8, which is the 33, 7, 8. Is that the 9? Yeah, it's the 9 of Wands today. So it's all about the wounded warrior and the devil, all right? And he's probably wounded because of the devil. So let's get started with the Divine Feminine read. I have both the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine reads. Let me take a picture of that. Let me just, just 1 second. Be right back. Sorry about that. Okay, so for this is the Divine Feminine read for this morning. Okay. And the Divine Masculine read for this morning. Okay. So for the Divine Feminine this morning, the major arcana were Indigo, which is the Magician card in this deck, and the Sirian Starseed deck. Also the Sun was up, which is Solar Deity, Starseed, which is the Fool, Emperor, and then the Chariot. For the Divine Feminine, there were 4 swords, so very much in their head this morning. 1 wand, 1 cup, and no pentacles. The court cards were the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and there were the numbers 3, 11, and 13 came up. Okay, so we still have that portal or death energy, the transition energy, and the 3 today was very much about the Trinity energy this morning, and love. So the codes for the Divine Feminine were all about surrender and love this morning. It was about it was kind of telling the Divine Feminine too to know how hot you are, that you're on fire. Surrender to love. Okay, it was all about that. And about 3. There may be 3 who are aiding you today. Something about TV came up as well. Actually, someone might need help with their TV. And someone might be on TV, or it could just be YouTube type stuff, TV. But it was all about the Divine Feminine being on fire. There could actually be a flames street as well. But it was all about surrendering, letting go, you know, the free fall, to love. All right, so for the Divine Feminine, it starts out with the underlying energy as opportunity, invite, or learning about injustice and getting real, but 3D real, before manifesting. So dealing with the 3D issues in your life before manifesting. Indigo 13 comes up, if that means something to someone. Which was kind of interesting because last night I did a Created by Indigo meditation, which she called Indigo Reorder. So, and that was intense, if you want to check it out. The High Priestess hides behind her knowing, out in the open. And then I got 1 is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. It was showing only 1 of 3 are out in the open of cups. It's like the indigo, or the magician, hides the other 2 cups while offering divorce, or some kind of break in contract or commitment. At work, angels are called to choose your path. World in the left hand, wand in the right hand. Okay? God offers an opportunity. The Page of Cups is coming up as a commitment on the table, and it could have to do with your kids, with little fight left, clinging to what is known as opposed to allowing God's love to ground us and guide us on our path. The card Religious Factors comes up as the underlying energy, and also X Factor came up, and X just being the feminine. It's also the Wheel of Fortune. So also the Divine Feminine coming up as home without their flame is also out in the open. The Knight of Cups is connected to their destiny. All right, and this often comes up as the Divine Masculine. Love Partnership is the card that comes up. Nothing but trees and 3 women, or 3 layers. The depressed woman, the inspired woman, and the arrogant woman. And should you be the top dog, the arrogant woman? No, but you do need to be confident. You do need to love what you see in the mirror, but you don't need to be arrogant about it. All right, so you have 3 layers of yourself. And, you know, you want to focus toward being confident, inspired. Rising above emotionally detached and manipulative people. It doesn't matter where the swords are coming from. Because when you stay focused on self-love in the present moment throughout the moon cycles, the swords can't get to you because you're in your high vibration. New love is on its way. The magician is preparing the switch, grounding and integrating the twin path of love and magic in their knowing. After coming into sovereignty and ending pain. And this was at 10:10 actually. Inviting injustice, like saying, I dare you. You know, let them come at me. I'm in my knowing, I'm staying present, I'm good. And then it came up, it's time. Anything that aims to confuse you is not truth. Messenger of Truth is back in business after a bad turn, sends the Divine Feminine inward again. Okay, so you've been going through these difficult energies, throwing you back into maybe a little bit of depression, maybe a little bit of tears, to show you this again. Anything, you know, as soon as you go into a purge, is because you're disconnected from your higher self, you're not being present, and you're not connected. But what was really coming up about the truth is, and it really came up for me personally as far as contracts and things like that, anything that confuses you is because there's lies involved with what you're dealing with. Okay, so if you're not sure which way to go and something's confusing you, say no. So you're coming back into your truth again after being knocked down a little bit. You know, it's showing you where you still need to work a little bit to make sure you stay present. After negative attention and looking back, things become clear, and free the Divine Feminine of imbalances by exposing all of it. Okay, so secrets are always going to be blocks. If you don't know something and someone's trying to sell you something and it's manipulative or controlling, it's a lie. Okay, secrets are lies. It's not the truth. So it's best to always live fully exposed, right? How can you be happy if you're keeping secrets? Those are blocks. The sun is always positive. Secrets often lead to indiscretion. The challenge is a passionate new beginning after the Emperor has not been able to find peace due to his passion and deception of his true feelings for the Queen of Cups. The King of Wands energy, which also can be the Emperor, left behind as the time on the Rhine points northeast. So this was a code that came up. So this brings up Egypt and Atlantis. The King of Wands left behind as the time on the Rhine points to the northeast. Okay, and that's a very positive direction, right? Because the sun rises in the east, and north is our star. Okay. Oranges was also coming up, and it was all about time, and it being time, but we don't deal with time anymore, right? But oranges was so important in Spirit's connecting with me to clear Egyptian timelines. Oranges, so I don't know if it has to do with vitamin C, but oranges, I was being shown specifically, have to do with clearing Egyptian timelines right now. So it's very good to eat oranges. Now a bombshell drops on E Street, which is like the E Tower heart, the Divine Feminine. Exposing the fool in love, now at work on details. The Divine Feminine has been talking about these things, you know, like I talk about hiding your light and unhappy families and controlling mothers, all this kind of thing, lies and splits and new love. So the Divine Masculine may be at work on details about the things that we are exposing, okay? So they're seeing this. Amazing. So I'm leaving on splits and new love. Amazing, all-encompassing, love to work together, live together, travel together, love. Best friends, passionate best friends, divine lovers. That he kept quiet about due to a hands-off policy at work, possibly, for some. And Cupid judges sweetly as the Queen of Cups comforts on both timelines. Soon she displays her right energy as her left hand is used for awakening of her inner Empress, her goddess self. No third party, just two faces of Eve, okay? So when you see the Lover's card in the Tarot Sexual Magic, it always has two women. So usually that shows a third party. Today it is not. It is showing the two faces of the Divine Feminine. The Empress and the Queen of Cups. Your goddess and your loving, nurturing self, your unconditional loving self. Soon the truth of the emerald and magenta, after a sudden event, crown is blown open again to healing dreams and shining the light of third parties and overindulgences. The cards that come up from Romance Angels were keep an open mind for the Divine Feminine, and attraction comes up again for the Divine Feminine. And then came up marching to the beat of a different drummer. So keep an open mind for your Divine Masculine. He may not be the kind of person you're used to, because he marches to a beat of a different drummer. And also he could be coming in as a sexually frustrated child, right? So there may be some immature emotions there about that, and may just, have been withholding, or his partner may have been withholding from him. So, but allow all of this to come forward, okay? It's okay. The Divine Feminine is in her wish. 6 rays shine on her as she patches things up to let go, no longer battling self and vacillating about decisions. Her destiny awaits. Around the Divine Feminine, the Emperor is defenseless to the Empress reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed. So this could be 2 different scenarios. Or no longer caring what others think or say or do, protecting himself. So the Empress and the King of Pentacles could literally be the twins, okay? Reversed, because they're not, they're not in their full power at the moment because they're not together. Or the Empress could just, the Divine Feminine could be feeling in lack right now, and the Divine Masculine could be losing money or power right now, okay? So it could just be that, feeling defenseless to that, or it could actually be other people in the divine masculine, divine feminine's environment, a King of Pentacles reversed, who could be greedy or just ungrounded, and an Empress reversed who's very much in lack or just out of control, or, you know, just could not be her normal, powerful self as well. The divine masculine, though, is protecting his crown now. So they're becoming aware of these things, the protection and clearing daily things. The divine feminine needs to clear blocks of grieving templates. Flip the switch of the Queen of Swords. Clear ungroundedness, lack of energy, working hard. Don't need to work harder or smarter. You need to work harder. Okay? And you need to clear holding burdens. You need to clear being in a mental prison and needing to be strong. Okay? This is an illusion. You don't need to be strong. You need to just be you in your heart space, being present. The card Surrender comes up very strongly. To find peace with the Magician. Only the cup is of most importance now. The love, the heart, the emotion. Yes. Those days that you wondered about when you were with him and what he was checking out about you, but pretend that he wasn't. He just can't stay quiet any longer. The Hermit and the Awakened One shed light on leaving work, so some people could be leaving work, or just on a third-party situation through work, or leaving work due to a third party, causing instability and a possible move. The Fool is on the move, rising from the ashes. The Empress, injured and left behind, unable to catch up, rising above the flames. And this could even be other twin flames. The King of Wands is aligned, wise and clear about the southwest as opposed to the northeast. Because there may have been some, southwest can be representative of some negative experiences from the past. Breaking patterns, and then there was connection. I was also getting between the southwest and the northeast is Atlantis northeast and Lemuria southwest. So just getting to know the differences between them, but it's also about going forward in the past, southwest being what we need to let go. The Magician Indigo twin sends 5D messages of 6 rays to shine down on his beloved divine feminine, as the Emperor in his knowing is exposed fully to passion, truth, and grief, pulling the switch to start fresh, a Fool ascending to rise above the fires and tango. Okay, so that was for the divine feminine. And again, don't forget about secrets. Any secrets that you're keeping is a block. They're inherently negative. And don't sign any contracts where you're signing your life away. You shouldn't be now going forward in contracts where someone literally owns you because of the words of the contract. You're supposed to be in your sovereignty, like only you should be controlling your life from now on. And not even you, but your higher self, your guidance. Okay? So for the divine masculine today, the major arcana were the Emperor, which is reason in this deck, Star, Ascension, which is the world, and then Tower. And this was big for the divine masculine. There was 1 wand, 2 pentacles, 2 cups, and 2 swords, so they were very well balanced today. And the only court card that came up today is the Knight of Cups. Also the 9 of Pentacles, which is not a court card, but I often see it as a person. 99 came up, and again in the codes, no numbers for the divine masculine at all. But in the cards, 99 comes up. And the message for the divine masculine's read literally states, this is not an interpretation, this is the way the words came out. The card that it was all about had to do with adventure. And it literally says, and remember that Eve has to do, not with me, but the divine feminine, high on Eve, the Tower adventure. Okay? And it's never come up like that, directly like that before. So that was really beautiful. So what comes up for the Divine Masculine? No closure with a lover, yet inspired to stay secret still, without much fight left. Higher self is his higher self is trying to force its way out. And I was getting by the half moon or possibly by the full moon. So as we're building up to the full moon, it's like the higher self, whether he's fighting it or not, it's pushing its way out. He just can't fight anymore. So he's got very little fight left. And he's trying to fight his higher self, right? There's a big move out in the open. And or Cancer energy watching, ready to fight. Inspired to fight for justice no matter who gets hurt. There could be some vicious legal stuff, like a lawyer who's, really vicious. Inspired to fight for justice no matter who gets hurt. I was getting brain wars. So this also can be the internal fight within the Divine Masculine. He's his own worst enemy. Feeling like he loses either way. But it also could be a court battle as well. Rejected and free to leap after paying out to the Queen of Pentacles, or an imbalance with the Queen Pentacles. Legal is now killing him. And the Passion card comes up, which is all about that magnetic attraction. Reunion with death. This was interesting, and that was a confirmation of this. Something with the Divine Masculine. So for some of them, there may have been a situation in the past where someone may have died and he couldn't save her. Okay? This was specifically coming up for someone. It was reunion with death. But it also could be metaphorical. That he couldn't save a relationship. He couldn't save a partner or a child from something they're doing that's not in their highest good. But just something that bothered him because he couldn't help. It was in their control, not in his. Also getting the feet were coming up, so there might be a Divine Masculine that's hung up on feet or toes, or just the focus on bare feet in the grass, out in nature. On the stage of life, now the Divine Masculine taking a leap of faith. Holding his Divine Feminine night so that she won't suffer, and she may not even be aware of this. And the card Follow Your Dreams comes up. This is for the Divine Masculine, and it was all about teal, the cards that came up in the numerology deck. Coming out of isolation, holding back passions. Disconnected from source and praying for guidance. Feeling regret. Recently for the Divine Masculine, over loss of sadness and poor judgment without judging it. Finding happiness and wisdom alone. Coming into their sovereignty. The Queen of Pentacles he sees as sitting pretty, as the wounded warrior is taken down. I was just reading takedown. The foundation of this has to do with the Emperor stuck in his emotions. So he could either be recovering from an Empress reversed. That's confirmation. And this Empress reversed could be, a mother, the mother of his kids. It could be a boss, but someone in complete power who's reversed. So they're either out of control or just in total lack right now. So he's recovering from an Empress reversed, leaving him in a cold, dark place, rejected by the group who is recovering from lack. The center issue for the Divine Masculine is the Knight of Cups, that his true heart, his offer of love, after awakening to his own knowing and breaking his own patterns in partnerships and standing guard. He's taking a risk to dump, and this is a specific situation. Aquarius was coming up, but also this this nightmare dream, all right, that was supposed to be his dream but turned into a nightmare. But taking a risk to dump this Aquarian energy nightmare, marriage or some kind of commitment, in order to, instead of be in that marriage, actually be the god and goddess in their knowing together, challenged by the Emperor's control issues. Okay? So how do you get from the Emperor to the Hierophant? You have to let go of control. And he's seeing this though. Now, for the Divine Masculine, in his head and heart, passing downloads to the Divine Feminine. Also, there may be girls around him, whether they're people he works with, or his children, or other girls, are draining him after sitting in his own unhappy emotions at home, detaching, not expressing his sadness, and feeling a regret, and praying or meditating. It's a nightmare risk to possibly get together, maybe for a date with the High Priestess, and let her know about a partner who's been pretending not to know and who's all about the business and the money. And drinking comes up as well. For some, obviously, that's not going to be everyone. And also being cut off sexually. Soon, working on details while clinging to his own stubbornness, he finally walks away. The cards that came up for the Divine Masculine are let go of control issues and codependencies. He is the star. After depression, now passionate, has a passionate new start, suddenly ready to tell and hear about the truth. Around him, after leading the way to the present with higher self, or God, the world, ascending and or getting attention, waiting for a ship to come in from an empty desert in a marriage, the completion of it all. The Divine Masculine needs to clear blocks of peace, possibly drinking in order to get out of his mind prison, okay? But those are blocks that he needs to clear. Also, he needs to clear being a victim. The card comes up, adventure, okay? And also that he's doing an uncomfortable dance when avoiding the truth. So he either needs to come together and do the uncomfortable dance with his Divine Feminine, or he's still avoiding by doing an uncomfortable dance with his karmic partner. But either way, the uncomfortable dance is when avoiding the truth of a three-way situation. The wounded warrior may be in a narcissistic marriage, or controlled by, or abused by a narcissist. And this could be past or present. The Queen of Wands comes in here as taking children after pretending to comfort him to steal away into the night suddenly. Or while the Queen of Wands distracts him with comfort, pretending to be there for him, someone else is stealing, a narcissist. Risking it all, suddenly a marriage crumbling or a commitment, some other kind of commitment. No opportunity for justice here. Orchestrating a display of feelings, all right, so the karmic also could have put up some kind of act or drama. Orchestrating display of feelings, losing power, money, and independence. The worst is over with silent treatment or nasty words. So this could be either way too, silent treatment from his twin or nasty words from his karmic partner. As the hermit sheds light on it all. The wounded warrior is left alone in the cold, dreaming of another world, of sovereignty and contentment, offering love to himself as the emperor, to walk away inward to find peace, and pass on downloads, and take a sudden risk to divorce or get out of some kind of commitment, or to marry, or both. An adventure, either way. Okay, so that was for the Divine Masculine. So again, everything coming to light. The sun exposes everything. It brings all the secrets out so they can be dealt with, so that the truth can come out and cause people to be happy. Because it's when you let go of all the secrets and the lies that the happiness comes. It doesn't mean initially there won't be discomfort, especially if you're the one keeping the secrets. But once you get past that, you're free to be happy. So for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, twin flames, I'm going to do the Ascension deck first. So what is the advice for the organic Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, twin flames? For the September 15, 2018. Okay, we have Sirius. The bottom of the deck is nature. And these days it's all about nature. Number 3 comes up, which is the only 3 that came up for the Divine Feminine today. And nature says, I thank, bless, and love the entire nature kingdom. The card that came up is Sirius, which is number 17. The star, which definitely came up in the read. 17 is the star. It's an 8, which is all about power. It's the infinity. It's the 7 of inner strength, the divine strength inside, and then the leader on the outside, the masculine energy, being very focused and direct, with blinders on. The star system of Sirius holds 12 of the universal keys to enlightenment and ascension. When you access and comprehend them, you become a master of the universe. This card invites you to visit the training schools and universities of Sirius in your sleep in order to develop your higher mind, access the spiritual laws of alchemy and magic, understand sacred geometry, and tune into angel sonics of higher dimensions. This is an opportunity to learn through the inner planes about spiritual technology and bring it forward for the new golden age. I am open to the higher wisdom of Sirius. Okay? So whether it's Sirius or somewhere else, wherever you're guided to, when you go to sleep at night, ask for where you want to go. Ask for information you want to know. Put your intention out before you go to sleep at night to remember everything that you dream, to remember these connections in the morning. But Sirius doesn't usually come up, so it's important, and we must be getting close if Sirius is coming up. Okay, so that's 17. Then we have the past life deck. Okay. And we're going to clear the line. Clear the line. Clear the line. Okay. For the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, Twin Flame, Organic. What is the advice for the Organic, Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, Twin Flames? What is the... Oh. The bottom of the deck is Asia. Okay, so the underlying energy is all about standing in your truth and being confident. Okay, you have the solar plexus yellow here, and she's very stern. And sometimes you need to be stern so that you don't react, but don't allow others to take advantage of you as well. Okay, and that's okay. It's just about being confident though, and not arrogant. You notice the yellow protects the left shoulder, which is a universal chakra, and across the hearts, and down across the solar plexus, and then the right hip. The card that comes out is the Mother. Okay. So the Empress came up a lot today. It was reversed for the Divine Masculine. So it could be about his mother. Could also be about the karmic partner being a mother. So this is a mother sitting with 2 children reading a book. So memories of the past. It is the past life deck. So do any memories from your past lives come up about another mother, or about your past childhood in this life? What were your experiences growing up with your mother? Reading books when you went to bed at night. What was it like for you? And being that my mom is still in the hospital, it really is all about the mother at the moment. And because her name is Mary, Mother Mary just came up for you guys, so some of you might need to call on Mother Mary for this to help you bring up some of that stuff. Alright, so for the Journey of Love, I'm so happy that the sun's out today. We've had like no sun this week. We had so much sun for a while, and then all of a sudden it just wasn't there. Look at that. There was a card that was reversed in the deck, Earth Angel, in case anyone was curious. It was number 54, which is that Page of Swords energy. Okay. Alright, so for the Organic, Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, Twin Flames, what is the advice from the Journey of Love? Take a deep breath and let it out. What is the advice for the Organic, Twin Flames? Okay, we've got 2 actually coming up. And Angel of Jupiter Awakening is at the bottom of the deck. It's number 6, which is love. Okay, it's very green about the heart and the solar plexus. Okay, it goes from green to yellow. There's a little bit of orange in there too, so a little bit of sacral chakra. The card that first came up is Devotion to the Small, which is very black and white. Okay, mother and child. 32 is the Six of Wands, but 32 is actually 5 energy. It is the 5 of good news and being a leader and success and having followers and getting attention. It's all about the 2 of the feminine energy on the inside, being very balanced on the inside, and being very joyous and social on the outside, very expressive. And isn't that like a mother? The spaces between the words is the card that came out with it. Number 24, which is the Queen of Wands, which is the karmic energy. Okay. And this is very, very earthy. It's very kind of tans and beiges. And there's teal in there too. Teal was a big theme today because the Divine Masculine, both of the numerology deck cards came up teal, and they don't come up that often. The spaces between words. Number 24 is the 6, again, of love, family, and community. And it's the 4 of stability on the inside. So being really responsible and kind of structured on the inside, which isn't the most, exciting person because they're just really responsible. But it's being the feminine, soft energy on the outside, being very kind and giving and nurturing. So I'm going to read you both of these. Okay, so Devotion to the Small is number 6. And this says, I'm sorry, that wasn't number 6, that was number 32. It says, she bows, she honors growth. She sees that within the smallest flower there is a teaching of the earth, the gospel of Gaia, the mystery of life demonstrated. She recognizes that she too is of nature, subject to the mysteries of growth in life, and that in honoring nature and taking pleasure in life, she opens her heart to allow great creation to happen through her. This is the feminine wisdom, alive in men and women with open hearts. There's an innate wisdom within you, and Spirit's connecting, that understands this devotion to the Earth Mother as an important step in fulfilling your spiritual destiny on this planet. She's speaking to you now, letting you know that there's a small change happening, and Spirit's still connecting with me. Something that is growing within you, that you may recognize but not think is so important. Yet she tells you now that it is very significant. Soon you will see that what you thought was a seed to yield a single flower is actually blossoming into a lush garden of manifestation. Gratitude and love for the small changes happening are leading you to fullness that you can only dream of. Enjoy. The message of this oracle for you is that your blossoming is occurring now, and the Earth Mother, and Spirit's connecting again, has gratitude for your presence within her being, for the work you are doing to help other human beings. She asks for you to surrender any concerns you have to her, to let her creative power continue to gently guide you into your rightful place in this world, that you may shine as you were born to do, in service to the evolution of this planet. She is helping you now. Trust her. And the poem simply says, a flower is a poem that tells you the truth of a thought in the fragrance of a dream, as fleeting as a heartbeat, as lasting as a memory. A beautiful flower. Okay, so that was Devotion to the Small. To protect those more vulnerable than ourselves, or teach them to protect themselves, to love themselves. All right, so the spaces between words is 24. This says, when we look for guidance, we often look for words that clarify, reassure, and help us find our authentic path through the chaos. Yet there's also guidance in the spaces between the words, between each letter, between all the happenings in our lives, where there is nothing to be said, where there are no lines to be colored in, where there's just openness. Spirit's connected. Those are the times we need to freestyle. We need to do or not do based on what's happening for us right at that moment. Often there is far less to do than we think. Confirmation. Often we don't need to think. There is a space forming around you now. Sometimes when we sense this subconsciously, we feel exhilarated and excited, anxious and nervous, and not even sure why. There's a sense perhaps that we wouldn't mind having a map of this unknown terrain and spirits connecting. Or perhaps we're happy to wing it and make it up as we go. Either way, there is space to just be. It is a receiver for the divine presence. If you have a lot of space of unknowing around you now, or within you, then just know that there is a lot of divine presence to be received. Presence, with a C. It can't be explained really. It happens between the words, and yet without it, there wouldn't be any words or any guidance at all. This oracle speaks to you. Enter the space and let go. For your time to receive is upon you. Be blessed. And the poem reads, Day Birth. The eastern rise of time, on newborn wings, bursts out across the lifeless crowd and sings its climb to heights unknown of beauty, warmth, and power upon its throne. To fade again in western sky and only for a moment lie before it takes its course again to breathe once more in heart of man. Okay, so it's interesting that this poem comes up about the eastern rise, because we were just talking about, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, and it talks about this. It's all about the cycle of life. There will always be the sun rising and the sun setting. It's how you deal with that energy that makes it positive or not positive for you. Staying present in this moment and allowing and not feeling you have to do in every moment of the day. Just because you have an empty space doesn't mean you need to fill it. It's telling you there's an empty space for a reason. There's boredom for a reason. It's grounding and integrating time. Time to just allow and be at peace. So don't force yourself to fill in the spaces between the words. Just allow it. The spaces in your time. Allow it. Allow yourself to just be that you deserve to be just because you are. Okay. So it was a really beautiful message. Those cards, that one was, what number was that one? 24. That one doesn't come up very often, the spaces between words. I haven't seen it in a long time. So it's important. It's time for your space between the words. Drink your water, take good care of yourself, and have an amazing day. If it's sunny where you are, go out and enjoy the sunshine, okay? Put your feet in the grass. Confirmation. Rise and be love. Bye, guys.